Moving now to the topic which was the most commonly raised issue in the questions from participants. It's on community rights. There's a broad perception that the community has lost its voice in decision-making around planning and the protection of heritage. Do you think the community should have a greater say on decisions around planning involving heritage places and representative buildings? What would you do to enable the community to have a greater say in policy and decision making?
Yes, absolutely. I think the community needs to have more of a voice, and fundamental focus for us in the Greens is wanting to put people back into our planning system and ensure that we have a planning system that serves the interests of the whole community, not just the big end of town. And that's the problem with the planning system we have in place at the moment, I think, is it serves the interests of the development sector, but it doesn't serve the interests of residents and community. And there are so many examples of that. From our perspective, we want to reform the planning laws, go back to the drawing board. The new code is totally inadequate. We want to give the community more information about planning decisions and the things that impact on them and their local neighbourhood, give the community the right to participate in decisions, and also have an independent umpire that can look at things when things go wrong. And can I say, we also have to bring local councils back into the planning process. Prior to being in state parliament, I spent some time on the Adelaide City Council, and it's appalling to see the way in which local councillors are being shut out of the planning process as well. And fundamentally, we need to ensure there's proper consideration of our environment. The loss of tree canopy is something that's devastating and having a terrible impact across our state. And if we're going to deal with our climate crisis, we need to ensure that our planning system has adequate regard for that. So there's a lot of work to do. Certainly for me in the Parliament, something I'm really keen to work on in the next Parliament. And I think all of us need to make this a priority because the community deserves so much better. The system we have in place at the moment is really failing the community.